Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm going to follow up my video where I said there is no problem to fix, stop trying to fix the problem. I wanted to talk more about the power of awareness and how awareness is everything. This is what we are. We are awareness. So when you're trying to change a 3D, when you're trying to change something in the 3D, first of all, you've put the 3D as separate from you and you're thinking, I can force a change in 3D reality by affirming, by scripting, by listening to subliminals, whatever it is that you're doing, you're putting it outside of you and you're making it something separate from you. Now, let's say that you really love affirmations and you've always manifested with affirmations. You use them robotically, you don't have any resistance. So your awareness would be, this is possible for this to change now. I'm saying these affirmations, yet change is possible. Okay, so hence you do make changes through affirmations. Now let's say you put in a lot of work and you're constantly saying affirmations and maybe you're using subliminals as well. So this is a different version of you, or maybe another person we're talking about here, a different feeling state. And nothing is happening and you've been doing this for months and there's no change, and you would say to me, nothing is changing. I should be seeing a change because I've put in all of this work. This is what I'm going to say to you, if that is you. Where's your awareness been in all of that time? What has you, and your actual awareness? Because all we are is awareness. Whatever we're seeing at the moment is down to our awareness in that moment. So where is your awareness? So you've been doing this. How have you been feeling? I would suggest you've probably been feeling like you're trying to affect change. That's your awareness. You want something to change. You're trying to fix a problem that doesn't actually exist. Let's say I have a client that says to me, something has happened in their 3D reality and they were not feeling it at the time. They do not understand how this particular circumstance happened based on the fact that they were feeling good at the time. That really has not a lot to do with it. Things can happen, bad shit happens in life, and you might be feeling really good at the time and get really frustrated that this stuff clearly isn't real because I'm feeling good and this happened. It's nothing to do with that. It's to do with your overall awareness of that particular situation. So let's say it's a relationship. Something happens out of the blue, that this person does something or treats you in a way that you didn't see coming because you've been getting on really well, you've been feeling good. What is your overall awareness of that relationship? How do you really feel? When you sit there and think about it, where does your awareness go? What do you really feel? Do you really feel overwhelmed with, this is good, this is a good relationship? Do you feel good enough? Do you feel all of that stuff, but really feel it? I mean, it's an awareness thing. I'm not talking about you trying to believe something. It's what is there naturally, because that's what allows these things to unfold. It's your awareness. It's not any particular one thing that you do. I have done things in my life and I've made stuff happen accidentally, completely done it, and I know that I've done it. But then there have been times when things have happened and I thought, I did not see that coming. Where the hell did that come from? But if I go inward and I feel my awareness on the subject, I would then go, oh yeah, okay, I get it. I'm going to see a 3D unfolding to me based on my awareness of that situation. So everything is awareness. Whatever you've got going on in your life at the moment, how is your awareness? Like, what is your awareness of it? Do you see something happen and then do you jump on that? And so your awareness becomes that. I'm really, really aware of that because this has happened, so I feel it more and more and more. That's your awareness. That's what you're going to see more of. And I know that's really hard when you're seeing things opening up, seeing things happen that you really are finding it hard to say, no, this is not the reality I want. This is what I want. But then I got to ignore this, because if I keep giving that focus, then all I'm doing is making sure my awareness is of the aspect of this that I don't like. And that's what I have to realize. And I guess the practice here, and certainly has been for me, is to keep remembering this, reminding myself, what's going on? Where's your awareness? Well, that's why that's going on. You need to stop. You need to change that. And you can change that in an instant. You can change the way you feel about something in an instant. And if you feel that you can't just do it, you can't just go, oh, okay, I'm aware, like at the moment, my awareness is this, I'm going to make it this. Okay, I get that. It's hard, isn't it? But you can change your perspective on life in general, or this one particular thing. You can change your perspective on it. You can look at it again Look at the situation, look at the circumstances that you consider to be important. They're not, but look at that. How can you take a slightly different perspective on it? Because that will change, your inner world will change. On a different perspective, your awareness of the situation then will change along with it. So then you change. So you change, 3D changes. 3D is inextricably linked to you. It is you. Your 3D is you, is your awareness. So everything going on in your 3D at the moment is based on your own awareness, your own feelings, assumptions, beliefs that you've built up over the years. But again, that doesn't mean it takes years to change that. It doesn't. It's just the knowing and the understanding that that is what's going on. So you cannot affect change by force. Because what you're doing when you go, I don't like 3D, I don't like what my 3D is showing to me, I need to change it, it's chucking this at me and chucking that at me, I'm getting triggered here, triggered there. You're basically trying to change something that is you. So how can you do that? Because it's not outside of you, it is you. You can't do that. You have to look at changing you. It has to come from within. And you have to first realise that again, is this, I say it's opinion, but I don't know, it just rings true to me as complete fact. That's how it feels to me. I can feel my reality. I know that my awareness is creating my reality as it is at the moment. I absolutely know it, 100%. There's nothing in me that says, but it might not be. Not at all. Imagine that you have a supercomputer, which is we all have one. Everybody has a supercomputer. You might call it the Holy Spirit. You could call it God, Jesus, universe. But imagine, for me, I have to look at it on very practical, basic terms. If I go spiritual, I start feeling resistance. So I have to see it as this supercomputer, and you have an assumption, and so your awareness, basically, there it goes. It's fed into this supercomputer, which then projects that reality for you based on all of that, because it can't do anything else. It can't give you something different if you're not feeling something different. So you could practice feeling, you could practice living in the end of something else, but if you're not really feeling that, as if really feeling that like a possible reality and feeling positive about it and optimistic about it, then you won't get that. You'll get the opposite of it, because your awareness is actually on the fact that you don't have it and you're trying to make it happen. So then you'll keep trying to make it happen. You'll be trying for months, you'll be trying for years. Nothing will change because your awareness hasn't changed. You have to look at it and really know, this is me. 3D and me, same thing. I am 3D reality, and I am it based on how I truly feel about things, what's going on in me all of the time, but I can change that. I do believe that every change we make is absolutely instant, but because of how this all, unfolds to us as human beings, it then sort of unfolds in a more linear way, I guess. But I do think it's instant, because I have manifested instantly, things instantly changes just like that. And then in other times I haven't. But when I've looked at those situations, I could see why on a subconscious level, I would be expecting certain things to happen in a certain way before that happened. And then it's happened according to that. When I've looked at it, I've kind of really looked at it and thought, I can see why that took that amount of time, really. But had I gone internal and gone, how long would I realistically think this might take? Because what would have to happen? So I would say all of that to myself, and then I would go, but that's not true. No, that's true. This is instant. And I'm very good at saying not true. Just say not true. Anything that gets in your way, that pops up there, that tells you a different story, not true. And if you instruct your subconscious before you even start doing not true, say, whenever I say not true, you are to disregard that. It means nothing. Dissolve it back to zero. You can do that every time. Then you can just say not true and not have to explain it to yourself, because your subconscious has taken that instruction and it's running with it. Not true. Actually, nothing is true or not true. It's only if you decide. You solidify it into a fact when you decide that it is true. This is a fact. But actually it's nothing. It's wherever your awareness goes at that time. So you may go one way and somebody else may go a completely different way, and then they would have a different version of reality showing up for them based on their awareness and based on your awareness. So take a moment to really feel where you are with whatever it is going on in your life at the moment. There's something you're trying to change. How do you feel about that subject matter, when you just sit there and let it wash over you, where does your awareness go? Does it go to, I can't see how this could ever happen, this is just really hard work, I can't seem to change it, I feel stuck? Where is that awareness? And put a label on it. This was my favourite thing to do back in the day. If I had to label that awareness, what would I label it? Because then you can see in an instant why things are showing to you the way they are. So when certain things happen that seem out of the blue, that seem crazy, that seem completely out of line with your vibe at the time, what is your overall feeling state? What is your overall awareness on that topic? Because you're just going to keep seeing things like that happen, and it doesn't matter if you're feeling good in the moment. I have had shitty things happen when I've been feeling absolutely awesome. But then when I rate it, but then when I sit there and truly think about it, and think about my awareness of that particular situation in general, in my life, my assumptions, my beliefs around it, I can see why it's happened. So don't look for things like that, like how did that happen? And don't try and rack your brains. What did I think to make that happen? What did I say? What did I do? Because you probably didn't do anything at all. You could have been feeling absolutely excellent at the time, feeling great, and you won't find it. Or you might pluck things out and think, oh, that's it. And then you kind of make that a fact. It's not a fact. It's nothing to do with mostly thoughts and feelings. Again, I have changed things with a thought and a feeling, but with intent behind it, but with no expectation of it whatsoever. So nothing there at all. And in that moment, I would have changed my awareness of that thing, because I was always in a kind of a detached state when those things have happened. And I've manifested really not great things in my life from just a thought and a feeling, but a strong kind of intentional or unintentional intent, if you know what I mean. And things have happened, and I'm aware of that now. And if I find myself going to the negative, I will just go, not true. My subconscious gets that. It knows what that instruction means. It's always going to do what I ask it to do there, because I've been doing that for years. It knows, it's taken that instruction, and it knows that anytime I say not true, dissolve it back to nothing. It's a really useful thing to do. It gives you that safety net. But again, you are never going to change anything and start seeing the reality you want whilst you feel you are forcing, you feel you are trying, you feel you're trying to bend 3D reality. It's nothing to do with 3D reality. Nothing to do. There's not a 3D and you. There's just you. We just see 3D as, oh, this thing in front of us, that's something different. So, but no, it's whatever you are in the moment. So whatever you are at this moment, as in what you feel on every single subject, the things in your life that are going the way you want or not going the way you want, we're based on your awareness in the moment. And if you change that awareness tomorrow, your 3D reality, again, which is not separate from you, so you, let's just not say your 3D reality, if you change something and you have a shift overnight, then you will be different the next day. Then everything will be different. And when you feel different, you inevitably just do naturally feel more detached from it. And then that's when these things start showing. But they're only showing, again, based on your awareness. So you cannot, I don't know how many times I can say it, because I know I just something that it's a difficult one to put into words sometimes, because to me, it's just so obvious. And lately it's become a lot more obvious to me for various reasons. There is only one change to be made, and that's here. That's the only change. You just need to forget about the 3D. Whatever your senses are telling you at the moment, whatever you can see, okay, that is a possible version of your reality. It could carry on like this. If your awareness stays there, it will carry on like this. But it's only a possible version. There are infinite ways that things can change, and there are so many different possibilities. So you really go, what do I want? Okay, I don't want this. This is not the version of reality that I want to keep showing up for me. This is not the one I want to live. This is the one I want to live. I don't choose this one. I choose this one. And really feel that powerfully. Yeah, I choose that. That is what I want. And then just accept whatever is now is here, because your awareness is this. Just accept that. Don't fight with it. There's no point in resisting it. Resistance is futile, as the Borg would say. Star Trek. It's completely futile. It will just drive you crazy. And just saying, no, this is not the reality I choose. This is what I choose. That's not resistance. That's just you being firm. No, this is what I want. This is what I want. And then at some point, this is going to happen. It is done now. I've decreed it. I have said it. It is done. That's all I need to do. I just need to accept this as a possible version if I carry on like this, but I'm not going to carry on like this. My awareness is going to change, because I my awareness is going to change because I decide it is going to. Right, I'm going to stop. I'm an author, manifestation coach, and a mindset coach.